All right, welcome everybody to our latest Live Motocross podcast as we talk all things Seattle and look ahead to Foxborough in the latest stop of the 2025 AMA Supercross season. Obviously, firstly, thank you to all the sponsors in Fly Racing 24, MX, Dirt Store, and Fuchs Silverline for all the incredible support. As without them, none of this would be possible. All right, back again with the great man, Whiskey Throttle, editor at large, Jeff Beaver. How's life? And thanks for joining us, mate. Seattle was a pretty good one, wasn't it?
Yeah, life's good, man. It was definitely an interesting round, man. I did not stay around for the 450 main. I'm working up here and I get up at 4 a.m. and I'm working 13 hours a day and I had a 75-mile drive back to where I'm staying. So with the traffic getting out of the Seattle Supercross, I'm like, yeah, Nate, I'm out, dude. You film the 450 moto, I'm gone. So which sucks because it was one of the raddest motos ever. I still haven't watched it. I gotta watch it tonight. Cook a steak up and watch that before I go to bed here in an hour or so. But yeah, dude, that race was off the hook, dude. Comedy, drama, it had it all.
Oh, mate, where do you start? I guess you got plenty of airtime, with your filming. You got plenty of time on the broadcast, that's for sure, mate. Nudging my wife next to me saying, look, there's the great man. Check him out. He's on there with the Degan and Juju battle, mate. That must have been pretty awesome to see in person as well. There's certainly a bit of fireworks going on between those two lads, isn't there?
Dude, I'll tell you what, I wish I would have just stepped around to the other side and been off TV and never. I don't know how those guys deal with real shit. I mean, I probably got at least 100 messages, dude,
Yeah.
just cracking up. One, thanks NBC. My mouth's hanging open. I look like I'm a slack jaw retard, dude. My jaw's hanging. I'm all, and then yeah. And then when Deegan got off the bike, I was like, oh man, it's going down. And everybody's texting me like, were you pissed? I'm like, no, that's my a fight's about to go down face. Like I'm just making sure I don't get pummeled or something. Who knows what was gonna go down? I'm like, is this gonna get all sideways? So it was gnarly, dude. It kind of overblown, I guess. I don't know. I Everybody was really on my ass to post that video I had, and everybody. I mean, Feld posted it, and NBC posted it. I'm like, I just whatever. I've got it for a later date. I've got an idea for it to make it funny as shit. Hopefully, a couple down years down the road when Juju and Hayden are buddies again or getting on good terms. I've got a pretty slick idea to make that one funny ass meme, dude. So I think I'm just gonna hold on to that footage. But I just decided not to join the party. We didn't join the party when Hayden got arrested, and just I don't know. I just didn't feel like joining the party. I want to post cool, rad shit. I mean, the gear, Hayden in the prison gear. That like Brian was busting my balls. He's like, look at you creeping, dude. You're just hanging out to get the shot of Hayden in my pit. And I'm like, damn right I am. And he's like running in front of me and shit, blocking my camera. Messing with me, busting my balls. That kind of shit's fun, dude. And a lot of people we're like, oh, that's such a bad look. Dude, it happened, bro. It happened. And it's not like he like robbed a liquor store or ran over anybody. He was just doing dumb shit in a parking lot, whatever, dude. He just got the other people who were with him. They didn't get their cars impounded or arrested. So tell me that wasn't just because of who he is. So it's like Jesus, relax, dude. It's he didn't rob the World Bank or whatever, but marketing 101 off that. How much money he's probably going to come out with a second R8 to sit alongside the one that got impounded. He could just put the one he got impounded in the garage on as a keepsake. Because I know he sold enough shirts to buy another R8, dude. He had to have, dude. There were so many people with them damn shirts at the race. It was unreal, dude. So I don't know. That was kind of like the whole thing was centered around that, and there's like have a little fun making a bunch of jailbreak memes and you know uh thug life songs and shit. We were all laughing about it, and it's like you got to do it today because after today, it's just going to be lame. If you post one tomorrow, you're just a moron. So anyway, that was my thoughts on that whole thing. It was just have some fun with it, and they obviously made lemonade out of them lemons, and that's a good lesson for everybody when you get in that situation if you've got that kind of clout.
Yeah, well said, mate. They capitalized on it really well. And you saw Brian's post today, how much traction it got. So fair play. He knows what he's doing, doesn't he, mate?
Yeah, yeah, dude, that guy. I've been paying attention like crazy, like all the stuff they do marketing wise. That guy is damn sharp, and I'm like, man, how can I apply the things that he does to what we're doing as far as the marketing wise, right? Just always study, always learn, be a sponge, right? Be a sponge.
Yeah, it's good lessons, mate. Well said. And obviously onto the racing in that 250 class. How good was Cole Davies? Obviously, you and the Whiskey Throttle dudes know him pretty well from when he first came to America. But yeah, such an impressive ride, wasn't it, mate? It sort of gets lost a little bit in the whole Degan and Juju drama, but that was just an amazing first win, wasn't it, mate? And quickly, how was that track for filming? They obviously, we were talking a week ago and it was looking pretty sketchy with all the rain, but they did a really good job, didn't they, making that into a raceable track?
Dude, I can't believe how good the weather turned out, dude. It was a perfect day for racing, dude. That track came out killer. Dude, they're off to the. If you're sitting on the start, looking down the start line to the left, there was a pile of mud. I shit you not, almost 3 foot deep, and it was about 15 foot across one way and 20 foot across the other way. And when Cody Shock came off the track and wrecked, if he would have gone like another 10 foot, they'd have had to dive in and rescue him, dude. He would have been buried in it, man. And so they slopped off all the mud, and first thing in the morning, they brought in, God, they had to bring in 100 yards of fresh dirt, and they laid it out on the start. And dude, it was good. They built it on Tuesday and got it covered. That was the only day that it didn't rain. They got it built on a dry day, and one day got it covered. And man, for the amount of rain, I've been up here for since March 10th, and it has rained almost every day. There was 2 days it didn't rain, the day of the race and the Tuesday before. Otherwise, it rained the whole time. I was just having flashbacks of Oakland. Going, dude, this place is going to be a shit show. I'm not bringing my camera out. I started the day out in like full on mud gear, and hell, by 9 a.m. I had it off because I was sweating like a whore in church, dude. So I ditched all that shit, and we had a great day, man. It was just great racing. The Dirtworks guys crushed it.
Yeah, mate, and Cole Davies' performance, you got some awesome clips of him, mate. Those whoops, he was just crushing it. And yeah, just your take. Obviously, Ping did a cool post as well, mate. So just your take on him.
That kid is something else, dude. He, I just can't believe the way he rides. Like Brayton and those guys started a new podcast today,
Mm.
and I was listening to Justin's take on it, and he was showing a clip of how Cole kind of lunged his body forward to get his tire over that second whoop and hit the third, and so he could get up on top and bounce. And showed somebody's clip in slow mo, and it was like, man, that kid got some serious bike skills, dude. And like just next level kind of stuff. Kind of like Jet had. And I just can't believe how quick he's progressed. I mean, I'm not saying anything else that anybody else has been already saying about him, I guess. But yeah, to see him those first couple of days when we were at Elsinore and they were pitting out of a like a rental van, and he's on his gas and just hair everywhere and mullet flying, and just sitting on a little lawn chair and talking to him and his mom. That was 2 years ago, and now look at him. It's like, man, the things you can do in this sport if you got some luck, some talent, and some drive. And he's got all three of them.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Absolutely. Yeah, it was some pretty interesting racing, that 250 class behind him as well. Obviously, Marchbanks, big shout out to him for getting a second. Been a bit of a rough season for him and Pro Circuit in many ways. And then Degan getting third, putting the move on Juju, mate. And Shimoda was also getting a bit spicy with Deegs too. So a lot of takeaways from that race, wasn't there?
Yeah, I mean, like Blair said, that was like the quietest second place ever. I think that was Blair who said that, and I was like, no shit, he all the crap he's gone through this season, and to get a second, and I was like, oh yeah, Garrett got a second, but good for him, dude. I mean, that guy's cool, dude. I think he can win a race, dude, no problem, dude. So it'd be interesting to see if one of these showdowns ends up playing into his favor, dude. He could definitely capitalize, but definitely stoked for him. And then, Degan coming back from third, a lot of people chirped about him getting third place. And I was like, I'd put himself on the ground right from the gate, not a lot of people would have caught back up to third place, and a little dodging and ducking with Juju on the track was pretty cool. I'm here for that. I mean, I don't think it was aggressive, but it wasn't straight up. I'm gonna put my tire into your femur and turn it to powder dirty. He just, Bob Hanna would have called them both pussies. you know, get in there, and break his leg. So it's just riding rough, dude, and I'm down for that. Bam Bam was like, yeah, give that a 7.
Yeah, it was good action, mate. Absolutely well said. And you mentioned Blair there, and your take on him being announced as a Club MX general manager. Talk about a smart move in many ways, mate. Obviously, talk about marketing. Everyone knows and loves Blair, and his opinions are very highly respected, obviously on and off the track. And you see how popular his platforms are with his podcasts and YouTube, and just the knowledge he has of the sport and the KTM, working with younger riders. There's so many positives attached to that signing, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, I met Blair a couple years ago at Jet and Hunter's little deal they used to do in Costa Mesa before the Supercross series started, and interviewed him, and then would see him at the track or see him at the races, and we'd just shoot the shit for a couple minutes. And he was always super cool to me, but he's always just been like, I just like his media style. Obviously, loved him on the broadcast, but I also like his thoughts on working with the kids, and he's obviously got a knack for that. How he's working the Orange Brigade stuff, and look at a lot of the kids he plucked, and now look where they're at. And I actually just did his podcast. He invited me on a couple of weeks ago, and I replied, I'm like, really, man? That's like having Uncle Rico on the Fox NFL Sunday, dude. I'm a little out of my league here, dude. And but no, I explained why he wanted me on, and I really appreciate it. And dude, the guy's just good for the sport, and he's awesome. And so I'd heard some rumors about Club, and of course I asked him, and I got the moo, I don't, no, man, and then bam, he's on there today. I'm like, son of a bitch, but I think he'll be great for that team, dude. I don't know what happened to Mike B. I don't know if it was like a planned thing. I think Mike B is a great guy, and I hope to see him still at the races or in some capacity with Club. I just think he's a fan. He's been great to me since the minute I joined the paddock. And but having Daniel there, I think he's gonna, push that team into the next level that they're looking for. I think he's been there. He's done. He's been around for a long time. He's been there. He's done that in a lot of capacity, and yeah, I think that Club is going to really, really, really do good. In fact, I've been holding on to a Cody Shock little clip that of him doing his little jump dance twist at Seattle. I was waiting for it, and when that announcement was made today, I was like, oh, sometimes the internet just gives you gold. So had a little fun with Cody and Daniel tonight, but I just think I don't know, I'm rambling on, but I think it's going to be great for Club. I mean, I don't think they could have picked a better guy to bring in as the manager.
Yeah, mate, it's so good. It'd be great to see. That's a good little video that, mate, in the podcast. If anyone hasn't listened to it at the end of Main Event Moto last week, check it out. Great stuff from you, mate. Delve into your background and your filming and heaps of other cool moto stories. So, yeah, check that one out. And obviously, a few words on Stav Orland, mate. Obviously, you were filming him a few months ago. The Ugandan, isn't he? Came out and raced. He has some skills. He was pretty racy as well, mate. So, your take on him, good 18th place finish.
Well, yeah, I mean, Stav's a cool kid. I met him at the beginning of kind of the training for off season, and I'd say it was October or late October, somewhere around there. I met him at Paula and saw him ripping out there, and he was with Caleb Tennant, and I know Caleb pretty decent. He's cool, and he did a lot of training with Degan when Degan still lived in Temecula through his formative years. I think Caleb Tennant quietly had a lot to do with Hayden's kind of race smarts and skills. You could see how he progressed a lot in his riding when he was with Caleb, that at least from what I saw. And so I was like, oh, dude, this kid's riding with him. And I go, how, he's ripping at the Fox track, and which is a decent Supercross track. And I go, how long has he been riding Supercross? And he goes, this is his second time. I'm like, huh? And he goes, yeah, this is his second time riding a Supercross track. Going, oh shit. And so I went up and introduced myself, and I shot some video of him, and super nice kid, from Uganda. If you look at Africa and you see Lake Victoria down in the middle on the right, that big lake in Africa, I think it's like the biggest freshwater lake in the world. He's from the town that's the main like capital town of Uganda that sits right on that lake. And I'm like, God damn, man, I wouldn't think a Supercross rider would come from that part of the wood, but you know, um, you know, sick, dude. I guess he ended up down in South Africa growing up riding. So that was kind of his story. Daniel actually touched on it in their show yesterday. So I learned a little bit about him. But I think I did one of the first media edits anybody's ever done on him. I put it up. Like this is the dude's third day riding Supercross and he made a main, but there was just so much going on. I wish I would have got some of them in the LCQ or up for the main event, but it was just too much chaos. But good on that kid. He's super. If you meet him, go say hi to him, dude. He's such a nice guy, dude. Super, super nice kid.
Yeah, what a cool story. Definitely keen to learn more. Be a good podcast guest for sure as well, mate. And obviously Dino and the
Absolutely.
HMC fill in. Your take on that, mate? They did a pretty cool announcement there, didn't they?
Grandpa Earl is back. If I hope, oh God, I wish he could come out like as Grandpa Earl for opening ceremonies. That would be so legit, dude. But there wouldn't be. I don't know if they'd have enough time to strip all that shit off of him so he could get out and race with but or just go out there and race with Grandpa Earl. That'd be freaking comedy. That would be one of the most G things that HRC Honda's ever done. Imagine HRC Honda like the Goliath of motocross goes out and puts Grandpa Earl on a bike, dude, and be like, wait, what happened in Japan? Did they all like take the weekend off and nobody knows this shit's happening? You know, what's going on there, dude? But yeah, I mean, for Dean, I think the raddest thing of the whole thing, I don't give a shit if Dean rides around in 20th place, dude. The fact that he gets to do his last five Supercross races as a HRC factory rider later, bro. Have fun, you know. And then I don't know if he'll do any of the SMX. I'm sure Jet will be back, but to ride out of Salt Lake City into the sunset with that factory Honda logo on your chest, that's pretty sick. And I hope Dean just says, "Yep, that's it. I'm done. I'll go pop around every once in a while, but that's it. I'm done."
Yeah, he's got a pretty cool schedule going. Obviously, that'll be awesome to cap off his American Supercross in style. I'd imagine you never know these dudes can come back. But yeah, World Supercross, Brazilian Supercross, Arena Cross, Australian Supercross. He's got a lot on his plate, mate, to keep things busy. So that's pretty cool. And obviously, a quick touch on the 450s, mate. Sexton had the speed. Webb got it done on a brutal track, showed great speed as well. Both were really good value for the win, whoever got it. But yeah, Webb got it done in the end with some nice racecraft in the last corner. So I guess both men will get some good confidence from that. Webb was sort of pretty adamant to mention he wanted to stop that chase momentum, but your take on that battle, pretty awesome, wasn't it?
Oh, dude, Cooper Webb's a dog, dude. That I just can't believe how tough that dude's mindset is, dude. He just knows how to get where he is and be in the right spot at the right time. And it's almost like, you know, people know, damn, that dude's gonna kick my ass if he gets into this position and they roll over. And it's like there's a mystique about him almost that some of the best guys in the world are just like, ah, shit, it's a weird thing, but Kenny really gave it to him, which surprised me, dude. You know, he usually sees Cooper Webb and rolls over and shows his belly, but he fought pretty good to get in there, you know. So that was kind of cool to see. But yeah, Webb, savage, and I don't know. I mean, I'd be surprised if he lost the title.
Yeah, absolutely. What has he got? An 11-point lead now with that win, so that's a nice double figure number there, mate. Do you give him the edge heading into these last rounds? I guess the fight rolls on. Do you have a favourite? Obviously, hard to go past Webb because he just doesn't have that many bad rounds, does he?
No, I just think it's his to lose at this point, dude. He's just strong, dude. You know, he's just strong, and he's always done good out east. And I just don't see him tossing it away, honestly.
Yeah, it's hard to see, isn't it? Obviously, AP, how good's that getting a podium for him? All the fans love it. You know, cowboy hat, yeah, probably the best interview in the sport, isn't he, mate? Got to love a bit of AP podium.
Dude, that guy's comedy, dude. I'd love to just wake up and be AP for like 10 minutes, dude. You know, that guy just pisses sunshine, dude.
Yeah, mate, he's a legend. Obviously, looking ahead to Foxborough lastly, mate, who you got for that round? Obviously, weather could play a bit of havoc. It'll be cold. Who knows what the rain's doing? Haven't quite checked that, mate. But yeah, it should be interesting always there. And the last stretch with these outdoor stadiums could throw some havoc. But you got any favourites for 450s and 250s?
I think you're gonna have I think you're going to have Cooper Webb at the top. I think he's going to go for the gold, and I think it's going to be Coop, AP, and Chase on the podium pretty much from here on out. I maybe squeak a Kenny in there here and there, but I think that's going to be it. And then in the 250s, Vial's consistent, so you got to put him on the podium somewhere. But I don't know. It's just something tells me it's RJ's time to shine. He's just had a little bit more time on the bike and healing, and I just think he's going to come alive. I honestly think RJ is going to win the title.
Yeah, it's looking good. He's gaining some really good momentum. Had a week off to get healthier again, so we'll watch that one with interest for sure, mate. And obviously, any final thoughts? Busy week ahead for you. You got the whiskey crew heading out to Foxborough round as well, so you'll have some great content coming from there, mate. So just talk us through it. The crew's doing a great job. You're flat out. It's all happening.
Yeah, I mean, and one more person you got to touch on for the East is Hammaker. You got to put Hammaker
Yeah.
in there. I think my two title favorites are. I think it's honestly between RJ and Hammaker. And Hammaker's got the experience on his side, so I think a little bit leans in there. But um, I don't think you can count Seth out. I think there's a whole new Seth Hammaker with his move down to Florida. So, and I'd be completely stoked either one of them won the title. And so yeah, go Seth, go RJ. That's my thoughts on it. But yeah, we got a busy week. I'm still stuck up here playing Refinery Moron, and hopefully I'm done here in a couple weeks and I can go home, see my wife, and go film some moto. And yeah, we got Nate heading out to go film Foxborough, and then he's going to do Philly, and then it's hand the reins back to Daddy, and Daddy's going to go out and kick some ass out there.
No, I look forward to it, mate. All the best to you and the lads there. And obviously, thanks again to the fans for listening and supporting the site. We really appreciate it. Also, massive thanks to the sponsors in Fly Racing, 24MX, Dirt Store, and Fuchs Silkaline for all the incredible support, as without them, none would be possible. All right, thanks again, mate. Have a cracking weekend, and we'll catch up soon.
Yeah, buddy. Thanks for having me on again.
No worries, mate. Have a good one.